Yo, what is up, guys? This is, of course, your boy Bernie here, along with Pete and Brad.
What's up, guys?
What's up, y'all?
And today we are going to go over, the preseason and the regular season. I should say the regular season is just around the corner, and we are getting ready to start thinking about kind of our preseason awards. There's a lot of things to talk about. As you guys can see behind me, we, of course, have our preseason list. We're going to talk about a bunch of guys here from MVP, Depoy, Six Man, and so much more. So we're gonna move it over to the live scene here and really get going and talking about who we think could potentially be the winners of these awards. Like I said, we have the MVP, the Defensive Player, the Six Man, the Most Improved, Rookie of the Year, and there's a lot of qualified players that are going to be on this list. So why don't we start off with Rookie of the Year? I think this one is probably unanimous. You guys know about this guy. And I'll start off with both of you. Who is your Rookie of the Year?
Victor Wembanyama. Need I say more?
I almost think we should just eliminate him from the prediction here and just say if he plays enough games, he's gonna win. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we're all on that same page. But I do think there is a legitimate question of how many games he's going to play. Like, if he only plays, let's say he plays 50 games, I do think there's a universe in which he doesn't win Rookie of the Year. That being said, he's probably going to win, but let's just go about this award in particular as if he's not going to win. Who would be your second pick? I almost think that makes this just a more interesting kind of question to deliberate.
I would say Chet then,
Yeah.
because he's going to affect the game on defense, not as much as Victor, but kind of close, being that kind of rim protector that can move. And then he's going to open so much on offense for OKC. He's just going to impact the game like in a beautiful way.
Sure.
Yeah.
Ernie, what about you?
I think I have Chet. I think that it's going to be. I actually think it's going to be a really fun battle between those two this season. I think both of these guys. We saw it in the preseason, and it was a lot of fun that they were going at each other, and it was. They were battling. And so I think it's going to be the similar situation for the Rookie of the Year conversation. With both of these guys, kind of having that sort of that unicorn alien title to them and like figuring out like who is the better 7-footer. Like we haven't had a conversation about 7-footers in God knows how long between two big guys. Maybe Tim Duncan and Shaquille O'Neal might be the last time. Obviously now, like I think we think about like Jokic and Anthony Davis, I think is another good one. But I think these two kind of being, rookies in the same year, kind of similar age, I think it's going to be a lot of fun between those two. And so I got Chet Holmgren, Rookie of the Year, if Victor Wembanyama can't play enough games.
Well, let me just throw out my my propaganda as usual. I do think my guy Scoot is certainly going to be right there. I just have to stick with my guy. Purely based on the fact that this is Rookie of the Year, right? They don't care about wins with this award. This is a stat-based award. How many highlights did you generate? How many clicks did you generate? I think Scoot is going to get a lot, man. I think the fact that guys like John in particular is not playing for the first almost half of the season. There's going to be a lot of highlights of Scoot doing very Ja-like things. Like he is a freak athlete who is going to just absolutely create highlights on a nightly basis. And he's going to get so many opportunities on that team. I don't know if you guys saw the Malcolm Brogdon quote from yesterday. It was incredibly I hate to be just like this talking head guy, but like it was a very classy move by Brogdon. But it really was. It was like this guy needs these minutes. I'm fine sitting on the bench if he, this is the time of his career where he needs to get every opportunity possible. And it's like, that's true, man. That's what that team is built around right now. So I'm very interested to see what his stat line is going to be at the end of the season. And I'll just throw one more bit of propaganda out there. I do think Amen Thompson is kind of sneaky right there too, just for his all around potential impact on games for Houston.
I like that pick. I like that pick for sure.
I gotta stick with my guys. I gotta just keep representing.
Represent both the Twins. Should we put both the Twins in there?
You should actually. Might as well throw a Seward. Yeah.
Yeah, why not? I mean, Detroit is gonna be super fun too, just in general.
This draft class is loaded with talent, so there might be a lot of good candidates. Yeah.
Yeah. It'll definitely be a lot of fun. And, another guy that I don't think he'll win an award for Rookie of the Year, but I think a guy that could potentially be in the most improved in the next couple of years, you could look at a guy like Amani Bates. Um, I know that he's not a guy, a guy that a couple years ago he was getting compared to Victor Wembanyama in terms of 1 and 2, like who was going to go 1 and 2, and
Yeah.
so kind of seeing him get drafted, having kind of balling out for Cleveland, kind of in the position that they need to, which actually is a
Mm-hmm.
good thing. So, I could see him potentially being a guy in the next couple years that could be in the most improved category, maybe averaging 18 to 20 in this league, which I think would be a lot of fun for the Cleveland Cavaliers, especially as we talked about them at nauseum about like what they need to do to keep this team together. But I'm excited to see. Excited to see his future career, but I think these guys that we have in the Rookie of the Year line, I think these are the guys that potentially could, uh, win this award depending on certain circumstances and situations on the team. So it'll be a lot of fun. I'm excited to see these guys kind of ball out.
I love the Monty Bates shout out. I didn't know he was only 19.
Yeah,
He could be their starting small forward in like 2 years.
yeah. Most improved coming soon.
Actually, yeah, I'm surprised how many minutes he's getting. I mean, he's honestly going to end up being like their seventh guy. He's going to get a lot of minutes for them. I was not expecting that, to be totally honest with you guys, but he actually fits a need for them that I kind of wasn't expecting him to be ready to fill, but he looks like he is.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next award. We got the Most Improved award. I think this one actually might be interesting because I think John Morant, I believe he won it. Is that right? Or was it
Not
Shea?
last year.
Or was it
Crime against humanity. He won it 2 years ago. Yeah.
2 years ago? So he kind of didn't fit that category. So the Most Improved to me, I look at it as something different. I look at it as like, excuse me, kind of the tier that you're in. So like if you're in kind of that lower level tier, can you get yourself to that like star or even superstar tier? That's kind of how I look
Yeah.
at it.
It was Laurie last year, Markkinen last year.
Or Mark,
Yeah.
the White Hope in Utah.
My boy.
Who do you guys see potentially winning this award? Because I think this award is I don't know where the NBA award media looks at it, but I'll have my opinion on who I think should win it. But who do you guys think?
I got Tyrese Maxey winning it this year, just because if James Harden gets traded, his role will be so much bigger. And Tyrese is a really, really, really good basketball player. So with that bigger
Yeah.
role, I think he'll just run away with it, honestly.
Yeah, I kind of see a universe in which he's averaging like 25 this season. I really think that's highly, highly likely. I think that's the best answer. I think that's the most likely answer. But my guy, just out of the sake of giving a different answer, because I probably was going to say Maxi if you didn't, I think Franz is actually a pretty good option too. Franz Wagner for Orlando. I actually think that experience in the FIBA tournament is going to be a huge deal for Franz. Not only him, I mean, obviously most of the guys that played in it, but a lot of what Franz is good really shined through in that tournament, and he's just got such a good position that he is in terms of where he's at with Orlando. He's going to just put up a lot of stats, man, and he's going to have the ball in his hand a lot down there, and the fact that all those guys around him are getting older, getting better themselves is just going to make his life even easier. So I do think Franz is right there. I think he's a good option. I'm gonna throw him as my guy.
Okay, I'm gonna go in a direction where John Morant was a couple years ago, and I think this person could potentially win Most Improved, and that's Anthony Edwards.
Yes,
I think that clearly same thing as Franz with Anthony Edwards in the USA team. Completely dominated, showed why he should be the number one option for the Timberwolves and Team USA. Maybe depending on the team the next Olympics, but Anthony Edwards has kind of shown that he is that guy. I know that he had some controversies in the past before, and maybe that's kind of why we don't talk about him as much, or why the media, I should say, doesn't talk about him. But at the end of the day, Anthony Edwards is a bona fide superstar, ready to kind of carry this Timberwolves team to where they need to be. And I want to see Anthony Edwards, ball out this year, and I think he will, especially now that we've kind of they are transitioning from, Karl Anthony Towns kind of leading the show to now him leading the show, and it'll be a lot of fun to kind of see him, healthy with shoulders that aren't hindering his shooting motion, which they did in that playoff series against the Lakers. And now I think he's fully ready to carry the team and really put in a most improved performance. And, maybe in the next couple of years could potentially have that, be in that conversation for MVP. But as of right now, I got him in the most improved.
Yeah, I think actually if we're looking at like the way that this award really works, which is it's very narrative based, I would argue, maybe other than the MVP, the most narrative based award.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're probably right there, Bernie. I actually would kind of forgot about Anthony Edwards just because he shouldn't be in this category of player, but based on the way they give this one out, he's right there too.
I would be so sick if they gave it to a number 1 pick. Like, that's just
Yeah.
terrible.
What if Ben Simmons plays this season? Does he have any chance? I mean, like if he played and was healthy, like I think he definitely would be improved compared to not playing for seasons on end. I don't think they want to give it to him.
It's Jover. It's Jover for him.
What'd you say, Bernie?
It's Jover.
It is definitely Joe over for him. They should make a comeback player of the year award though. That would be sick, and then he would get that probably if he played decent.
Yeah. I mean, if he played, yes, he would be definitely. Yeah. All he has to do is play to be improved. So.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting things. But let us know in the comment section down below. Most improved rookie of the year. Do you guys agree or disagree? Let us know in the comment section down below. We'll move on to the sixth man of the year. I think that this one is another one that could be potentially a fun one to have because I think there's a lot of qualified players, and I have one person in mind, but I'll let you guys kind of go first. Who do you guys have as your sixth man of the year?
Homer pick time. Give it to Quickly. He should have gotten it last year. It's Quickly's season for the sixth man.
He might not end the season on the team though.
I mean, you have a point. I do think he's going to get his contract extension with the Knicks. To be totally honest with you, I think Tibbs loves him too much. He's kind of like the favorite son of Tibbs. I think in a lot of ways. So, let's just say he is there. If he is still there, I do think there is a very strong likelihood that Quickly gets this award this season. Just that it's a contract year in general, which is going to have a highly motivating effect on his play. But yeah, Quickly's my guy for this one.
I got Chris Paul. Give me the point guard, baby.
Oh my God,
favorite,
I like it.
My favorite point guard in NBA history, man. I just think that, we all know he's not who he was, but him playing against second units is just too easy. He's too smart and too good, and the Warriors it'll reflect in their, win-loss record. So I think he'll get that award if he can stay healthy and play.
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of the same thing that you said about Anthony Edwards, though.
You mean Anthony Davis?
Or no. Like you said, like a top. I mean, I get it because like his role, he's kind of diminished a little in terms of like position.
I mean, if he's playing off the bench, they have. I mean, by nature of the award,
Yeah.
To me,
that makes more sense. That makes more sense than Edwards winning most improved. Yeah.
The one player that I'm going to go with, and this could be potentially, on a potential championship winning team, I got Marjon Beauchamp. I think that he potentially could win that sixth man of the year award. I think he's going to get an improved role, man. I know that I'm probably hopeful, and I'm probably shooting on the stars, kind of wishing that he'll be in that position, but I could potentially see him in that role. I think that he's going to get a more bigger defined role for him, and I just think that's going to lead him to potentially getting there in that six-man role. I know it's crazy to say, but
bro, Bernie, I am with you wishing 100%, but I don't like what I saw in preseason on his role. But I'm with you wishing. Like, he deserves it for sure. Like, that team, I have a fear that they're just going to dump him off in a trade though, but he deserves a bigger role for sure.
Yeah, Bernie, I'm genuinely surprised you didn't say Rui. I thought that's where you were going to go with this
Rui is up there though. We'll just put him in there just because.
I think he's definitely there. My other guy, this is actually maybe if I was not going to be a homer, this would be my actual pick. I think Malik Monk is definitely in this category. I think he should have gotten more discussion last year as far as sixth man of the year is concerned, but definitely this year I think he'll get a lot of talk in that conversation.
That's a good pick. He cooks for that team. Oh my
Dude,
god,
he's so good. He might
he's a
be he
good
might be
playoff player too.
he might be the most underrated player in the league right now. I mean, just in terms of like role players, not like I guess not everybody in the league. He's very, very underrated.
He is a very very good basketball player. Love Malik.
Okay, let's move on to defensive player of the year. I think this one might have two, some people that we've already had on the list, but who do you guys see as your depoy?
I'm gonna make the
I mean,
homer pick. Anthony Davis.
Ooh,
He
okay.
deserves one. The fact that he doesn't have one in his career is insane to me.
It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. I mean, is that
Like,
is that a matter of just the best seasons he's had are kind of just hampered by injuries? I mean, is that really what that boils down to?
I mean, we saw Jaren Jackson win one, and he played like 3 more games than AD last year.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's absurd.
Yeah,
I don't think he should have won last season, to be fair, but
he
it's
shouldn't
just
have. And he's about to be exposed. I'm going on a different topic here, but he's about to be exposed because now he has to play the 5 all year. So we're really going to
yeah.
see what his defense looks like, and we know he
If,
can't stay in games because he's going to foul out by halftime.
and he can't rebound, so yeah,
And exactly.
he's gonna get cooked. Um, there's a part of me, and I told you guys this in our group chat. There's a part of me that wants to pick Wembanyama for Defensive Player of the Year in this first rookie season of his. I am gonna throw a bet down on those odds, though. I'm just telling everybody right now. I'm gonna do it. I'm not telling anybody else to do it, but I think it's worth it. It's worth the shot. But I'm gonna pick the guy I think should have won Defensive Player of the Year last year. This is Mobley's season. If he's going to have a jump in terms of his standing in the league, I think he's going to do it defensively, and people are going to notice how much of an impact he makes on that side of the court. So, yeah, Mobley's my guy for Defensive Player of the Year this season.
That's a good pick. It'll be a close race. Like, I feel like there's so much talent defensively. It should be a close
There
race.
for sure is.
Yeah, I
Brittany,
mean,
what about you? You got some homer picks you could make too.
I could make some homer picks, and I could
Porzingis.
Yes,
Yeah,
Porzingis, the defensive stopper.
Defensive Player of the Year.
Pingus.
Pingus or depoy. No, I could say like a Drew Holiday might be in the mix, but he
would be one of my second bets.
I think I would probably go Wembanyama or even Chet for that matter. I think those two guys could potentially win Defensive Player of the Years because those two guys, like what I love most about them is that defensively, like that is their bread and butter. Like they're both of these guys are defensive units in terms of you can't just he can be on the weak side, but both of them are so long and big enough that they can help contest if you get blown by on the weak side, and they can recover to their own guy with ease. And I made videos, especially on Victor Wembanyama, on this topic because he's a guy that you don't need to necessarily have him attached to the man because with the defensive 3-second call that they have in the NBA, it's hard for shorter guys to not have to. They have to stay with their man basically. They can't kind of be in help side position. It kind of be like a roaming safety. But I just think like with the ability of both of those guys, like protecting the rim, getting rebounds, blocking shots. I think especially Victor Wembanyama. I have no doubt in my mind that he's gonna win the award. Him or Chet, because I think Chet, like you said, it depends on the games that they played or how many games each guy's plays. But if it's equal, I'll go with Victor. But if Victor's hurt, I'm gonna go Chet.
The good shouts, definitely. This is one where the team actually does need to be good, I think, for you to actually be in real contention. Yeah. So Chet actually might have the better chance this first season, just in terms of how good I think OKC is going to be. I will say we did forget one person that we always like to give shout outs to, and he legitimately is right there. It's Jaden McDaniels.
Oh yeah,
facts. He definitely needs to be in the consideration. I mean, he is one of the probably 3 best defenders in the entire NBA. It's more how much of the defensive spotlight is somebody like Rudy gonna soak up from Jaden McDaniels, I think is kind of the problem with his current position. But I do think he's going to be right there at the end of the season too.
We also left out Bam, which is crazy.
Yeah,
Bam should
be
somewhere there.
Criminal.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I always just don't want to pick him because he's so adamant about getting the award. It's I don't know. I shouldn't feel that way. Maybe it's just the Heat hater in me, but there's always just so much talk about like he feels like he should win, but it's these seasons where he's playing 55 games. You know, it's the same thing as Triple J. Like I just don't think he should have won last season either. You know,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he definitely is going to be right there though. I mean honestly, if the narrative is in anybody's favor, it's Bam.
Very true. Coming off a finals appearance. Yeah.
Yep, yep. Not getting enough respect all around the board for Bam.
Yeah. Let's move on to the final award, the MVP, the creme de la creme.
Bernie, you're gonna love my pick.
Oh, don't tell me it's Tingus Pingus. Tingus Pingus MVP.
How'd you know?
Just had a hunch. But this award, like I said, for the last 3 seasons have been won by international players. They've been won by almost said Wembanyama. No. Giannis, Jokic, and Embiid have all 3 have won it international. Brad, I mean, is it coming back to the States? Is someone from the States going to win this award, or do you think we're staying international for this award?
It's time for a good old America to win it.
America, yes, yes. Which American's gonna get it? Who we rooting for?
I got Jason Tatum.
Oh,
give me Tatum. The Celtics are going to be too good. They're going to have the best record in the league by a million miles, and he's going to be the best player on that team. So another first team All NBA and an MVP coming up for him. It's his time.
Pete,
That's a good pick. God, I really want to go off the
Appreciate it.
beaten path. I really want to go off the beaten path with this one.
Let's hear it.
Let me just explain a couple of people I'm not going to pick and the reason why. Luka, his team is too bad. Jokic, I think the same reason he didn't win last season, he's probably not going to win. Giannis has I think he's got the best chance. Here's my pick. I'm going to pick SGA. I think Shea actually has a good chance to win it this season, and here's my rationale. I think OKC is going to have a lot of wins. I think they're going to get up to that 50 win mark this season. Personally, I think they just have so much talent, and they're going to be like genuinely talked about a lot more than people expect them to be this season, just out of the pure spectacle of it all, right? Where they've come from so quickly to be in this position, I think is a big deal. And the fact that Shea, I mean, he really was, he was all NBA first team last season. He really was one of the 5 best players in the NBA consistently throughout the year last season. That just won't get overlooked the same way this season. He's going to get a lot more spotlight on him from the beginning of the season. And honestly, he's going to probably end up scoring 30 points a game again. Like, it's not like the situation has changed all that much in terms of where the ball is going to be focused on offense for that team. So that's my pick this season. It's going to come back to the North American continent, but it is not going to be a USA player. I'm picking Canadian. I'm picking Shea.
Let's go with the Canadian, eh? Let's see
I think
here.
Shea has got it.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander with the MVP from Pete. Obviously the homer pick. I would pick Tatum in a heartbeat, but just to be a little different, and kind of give just a different take on it. I actually am gonna go with the guy that potentially could get it. And they play together on the same team, but it's not gonna be Giannis. I think I got Dame Lillard for the MVP this year, just to kind of be different. And if I can find his photo. And I know I'm getting the groans from the peanut gallery here.
Dame Lillard. That's interesting.
No groans. It's interesting.
Where is Lillard? Horford age.
Trying to see what his odds are.
30 play. He has where is this? This is on FanDuel. He's got plus 3,600 odds.
Ay caramba.
That's pretty nuts, actually.
And
Yeah.
I just think the reason why I'm going Lillard for this one is just because, I think to me, I feel like the MVPs have always been storyline driven. And I just feel like that, for a bunch of these guys, we talk about like guys like Jokic, even Embiid last year, never getting it, was so close the last couple of years, finally got it. Russell Westbrook's MVPs, I know he had the triple-double, but the teams were not that good. And, Kevin Durant just left the team, and so they just gave it to him, in my opinion, even though I know he had a good season. I just feel like the storyline is there for Lillard. Leaves the Blazers, sets a new path in Milwaukee, and helps this team if everything goes according to plan, leads them to an NBA championship, because he was the missing piece that they were looking for. So that is my only caveat for why I think Lillard could potentially win. I know, guys. I know wing players are probably popular. Maybe Shai Gilgeous, tall point guard. But I think Lillard has one kind of MVP season in him left. It's just it has to probably be this year, else I don't know if he'll win one.
I mean, playing next to Giannis should help. Playing next to Giannis and Chris.
Yeah,
yep. It's going to be the best looks Dame has ever gotten in his career, consistently, pretty much every single night.
He just has to remember how to shoot.
I'm gonna throw one sleeper out here. This is you guys are gonna groan and cringe because the thing I'm gonna say is gonna have a huge caveat to it, and that we just know it's probably not gonna happen. RJ Barrett, my guy,
right there.
No,
clickbait title.
I'm leaving.
Clickbait title with RJ.
I'm leaving.
I'm just gonna throw him out there because I do think if he could throw together one healthy season, the remainder of his career is Kawhi Leonard. I honestly don't think it's out of the realm of possibility if he is actually, let's say for some reason these NBA changes, these rule changes actually do make a huge difference and Kawhi ends up playing like, let's say he plays 65, 70 games, right? I still think he has the two-way just versatility where he is honestly one of the 10 best players in the league if he's playing healthy. So based on where his odds are at, he's like plus 80,000 or something like that. No, wait, not 80,000. Plus 8,000 is what I meant to say. Sorry, not 80,000.
Plus 8,000. Oh my goodness.
He's plus 8,000 odds in some places you look. Kawhi is he is way better than that, and just the fact that the Clippers, like let's say they do get Harden, they're going to win a lot of games in the regular season, barring injuries, which we know is probably not going to happen. So just saying, in a perfect universe, healthy Kawhi, healthy Clippers team, I think he's got some actual MVP caliber stuff left in him.
I like the shout out. I like it. I can respect it. As long as he's healthy, he's like a top 5 player.
Yeah.
He really is.
That's what I got.
I'm gonna follow your route, Pete, actually, and go with another injury prone player who I think could win.
I know who it is. You're going. It's got to be Zion.
Anthony Davis, actually.
Close. Oh, AD.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zion's a good one too, though. Actually, like that's a pretty good one. But I don't believe in him at all. But AD, I believe in. AD likes basketball, and I think like the Lakers' talent that they put around him will magnify everything he's good at. And his jumper looks pretty good in preseason. Like I don't want to look too much into preseason, but it looks solid.
He finally stopped training with Lethal Shooter. That's why.
Praise God, man. Whoever he trained with, Phil Handy, I'm going to thank Phil Handy. Thank you, Phil Handy. AD looks great, and I think as long as he can play like 65 games, he will be in the running because the Lakers will be like a top 3 seed.
Yeah, yep. And he's not going to get asked to be like every single possession you need to fill in for LeBron, right? Like,
yeah,
it's not really the same situation it was last year or the year before for him in particular, so. Just want to give a shout out to these odds makers. Got my guy Jalen Brunson at 17th. I respect. I like it. He's not going to win it, but
yeah, I mean it's going to be
putting him there.
Yeah, I mean it's going to definitely be a tough race for all these awards actually, because I just think that I think with the rule change, I think it is going to force some of these guys to play a little bit more. And so I think it will make it a tighter race than it normally will be. I do think that, I think Giannis obviously deserves a shout in this MVP race as well. With the team the way it is. And I just think a rejuvenated Giannis who doesn't have to potentially get double teamed all the time and can move the ball a little bit more from getting double teamed to like capable shooters and capable players. I think it's going to make it easier for him, but I'll agree with you, Brad. I think Tatum would be my pick for MVP. I think it's time. It's time.
It's super fair. He was my pick last season. I think he's got a fair shot too. If I was just getting outside of who I think has a good chance, maybe a little bit more of a long shot.
Mm-hmm.
I do think Giannis is the most likely to win it this season.
That's true. I think Giannis.
AD is plus 3,000 odds. Just saying, if
that's it's not bad. Yeah,
it's not bad.
Yeah.
Dude, I gotta drive to the casino. I'm gonna dip out, guys.
But anyway, guys, let us know in the comment section down below. What do you guys make of our awards list? Do you guys agree? Do you disagree? Who do you think will win the MVP? Who's your defensive player of the year, your sixth man, your most improved, and your rookie of the year? There's so many players that potentially could win this award. We want to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. But anyway, guys, thank you once again for tuning into The Charge, giving the latest NBA news and rumors and basketball opinions. We'll appreciate you guys, given videos that we've done, likes, views. Everything's been great. The engagement's been awesome this time around, and so I do appreciate you guys checking out those preseason videos. And we'll try to have more videos similar to this one out there as well. So anyway, guys, like I said, this has been your boy Bernie, along with Pete and Brad. And we'll catch you guys.
Thank you, Bernie, for having me. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you for having us, Bernie. It's been fun. It's been fun.
This is the awkward air.
I was mesmerized.
You're
I was mesmerized by your
Me too.
outro.
I was looking at these odds, to be honest. KD plus 1900. I would actually sprinkle on Booker instead.
No.
Yeah.
A little shout out there. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it here for The Charge. Thank you once again, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode or video of The Charge. Peace.